I go where I am known. I go where I'm not an illusion. Where I go, I've noticed. Everybody goes there. Everybody goes there.
Legendary. That's a big word, Carla.
I know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Around Town TV Live. I am Carla Berlin, Minnesota's lifestyle and business expert. So we've been bringing you the best kept secrets, businesses, organizations, and people since 2003. We are the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase, and I am so excited to have one of my longtime dear friends in the biz on with us tonight, not only Minnesota's broadcaster Hall of Famer, but as I said, a legendary radio personality. Please welcome my good friend, Pam Lundell.
Oh, Carla, I am so blessed to be here with you. It's incredible. And it's been a long time in radio here in the Twin Cities, but you being in the business as well. Do you know how weird it is for someone to be in radio, to be in the same market for their entire career? I stopped at 30 years. I say over 30 years now.
I do the same. I know everybody's said the same thing. You might not want to, really put as many years as that you really have been in the biz. But how wonderful that you've worked in this market your entire career. That's rare.
Yeah, absolutely. And I started, I was on, do you guys remember Donaldson's? Dayton's? I was on Donaldson's teen board, and I got to work then summers at Donaldson's, and I got to work in like the advertising area, and I worked with radio stations. Well, they went with an outside agency, and I walked down the street to WCCO radio, and I was just going into college, and I said, I want to work here. And so they put me in the accounting office where I didn't even know how to balance my own checkbook. But it was the heyday of WCCO in the early 80s with Boone and Erickson and Joyce Lamont and Steve Cannon. They'd put me up in the athletic club on the days before a blizzard. And we'd answer phones, the big dial phones and school closings and stuff like that. It was an amazing introduction to radio. And I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
Well, and you have to chase your dreams, and that's a good example. And I sort of did the same thing. I wanted to be more in the front of the camera, the newsy piece of it. We just heard the email that came in. That's because I had to pull up the email for what we're going to do next in the Vimeo.
So okay. I was wondering if that was mine. Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing a few things different tonight in order to do everything I want to do and show you and help share everything we want to share about Pam and her history and background. It's going to be a little different and maybe a little wonky, but at least you'll get to see everything. But anyway, I digress. So
yeah. So that's kind of where I started. And while I was at the University of Minnesota, I worked at WCCO. And then I started, I'll tell you, my first job was at KRFO in Owatonna. That's as far as I got away from the Twin Cities on the weekends. And Saturday, I would go in and do some weather and some news and then open the Casey Kasem Top 40 album and play the top 40 for that week. That's how old I am. And then on Sunday, I came in and did a polka hour. I would drive back and forth from the Twin Cities to there. And we'll talk a little bit more, I think, about my career later on, but I was honored by being inducted into the Minnesota Broadcasting Hall of Fame in 2021. And my late husband, John Lundell, was inducted in 2008. And that was the epitome of my career, accepting his award. But I just had to show you. Here it is.
Yes, I want to see yours. And then I've got two pictures of it. Oh, wow. Yep, we're getting a little.
You know what? That's the best picture I've ever taken. And even though it was a while ago, that's the only one I'm using. They keep taking new pictures at KTIS. And I say, no, I don't want any more. So this was at the induction ceremony at the Pavic Museum. If you want to do something fun, go tour the Pavic Museum. I know you've covered them.
Yes, we have. Many years ago, though.
Yeah, really? Yeah,
time was that. Yes, it is.
So these are my two co-hosts. So I first was working at KTIS. I was with David Christian. So it was David and Pam. And that was like 2007, 9, 10, 11. On the right is Andy Uso. And now I'm with Keith Stevens in the morning. I've gone through 3 hosts and I'm looking for number 4. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love that. And I have another one here I want to show too. Here.
I want to show back that one back there that you had up.
Oh,
It was,
sure.
yeah.
That one.
In
Okay.
the back,
Oh,
I just wanted to show you in the back behind my head.
yes.
That's my late husband in heaven, John Lundell. We did not do it that way. It's like he's like, I'm going to be in this picture.
He's
Isn't
always
that
watching out for
crazy?
you. Mhm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I just love that. And I noticed in a couple other pictures in your video and some other ones I've seen of you there, they were right. He's behind you as well. I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Can I bring this other
Yeah.
one up too from that night? Isn't
Sure.
that now there's a legendary picture of some great talent here in the Twin Cities.
It was such, such an honor with the other people in my class, 2021. Right in front there was Moon and Stacy, KS95.
Mhm.
And he had multiple sclerosis, and he was just hilarious. He get a little scandalous in his stories, but he was just a guy, just incredible guy. And he went to heaven, I think it was last year.
Mhm.
On the upper left is Randy Shaver,
Yes.
just an incredible guy.
Yes.
And then on the right is Dan Seaman, who is now, don't yell at me, Dan, is I think vice president of media or king of media at Hubbard Broadcasting.
Yes, I believe so too. He's in charge. He's one of the powers to be.
Grand Poobah.
Yes. Yes. No. And long time in this industry and market, and everyone in this picture very well known and legendary. And so, what a great group photo. So, thank you for allowing me to share that one of you.
It was
that.
so humbling and wonderful. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I was able, like I said, it's a little wonky, but I was able to pull up the video from the night, the Hall of Fame induction ceremony that they played or that they
That's
shared.
right. They do one of these for each one of the people who go into the Hall of Fame. And you were able to grab mine. I love you for that. That was a hard thing to do.
I was. So it's going to take a second because I'm going to it's a little wonky. I'm going to share the screen. And then I think I got it.
Right.
Yep. And then oh, yep. And is it showing up? Didn't show up, did it?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we've got it. Okay. Oh, wait. No, it should. Okay. So, I see it. It's ready to be shared right here.
Good.
There we go. Okay.
Otherwise, I can always talk.
And you know
That's me. Oh my gosh.
I know. So I think I can play it like this, but I can also let me go to it and make it larger and see what you think. Does that look better?
Yeah, look at the hair.
Oh my God, I just love that. Okay, I'm going to hit play. Oh, I love this.
You're listening to AM 690 KTCJ, where we're all just beside ourselves because we've got Chuck Mangione right here in our own studios. And welcome back to Minneapolis.
Nice to see you.
Good morning. It's 8:37. I'm PJ Reed from the city's news center. Northern States Power Company has agreed to spend $1.8 million. At 8:38, I'm PJ Reed from the city's 97. And this update brought to you by Office Team into Minneapolis 94 westbound slows from Highway 280 to the construction at 27th Avenue.
Classic Country 104.
You can always expect the unexpected with Tim Russell and Pam Reed.
This is Pam Reed, Classic Country 104, and very lucky to be talking to the king of Southern Country Rock himself, Charlie Daniels. We've been in Kumamoto, Japan for 5 days. Can you share an experience or something that stands out in your mind as quite a cultural experience from this weekend?
I've just had a great time. I have met the nicest people. They're very polite, and I've made some, I consider, friendships here.
KMJZ's Morning Drive, Smooth Jazz 104.1. That's us, Pam and Mike. You have it or you don't. That's Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra together with style on Club 14 KLBB. It's the Breakfast Club. I'm Pam Lundell.
Good morning. I'm John.
742, 73 degrees, hot day ahead. And John is here. We'll have a look at traffic for us. Good morning.
Good morning. If you're traveling inbound downtown, a little bit of an alternate that would make it a more refreshing drive would be 88.
Club 14 KLBB.
Overwhelmed on uplifting 98.5 KTIS with Big Daddy Weave. It is 7:36 and it was just not long ago this morning, and maybe you have seen the news, but I think one of God's most incredible servants has finally gone home. Billy Graham has passed away.
In that hour, that she would go out and literally dance on the corner of Lydia.
I didn't say I was going to dance.
You got to do something. You got to get the traffic excited.
Didn't say I was going to dance. My mom's going to be so proud.
word is you can't come back into the studio until we meet that challenge. Yeah, you're live on the air, just so you know.
You're enjoying the show out there, I know.
Mornings with David and Pam.
I had so much fun. I went to a really great wedding on Saturday. It was beautiful and it was fun. And all of a sudden, the bride came down with her bouquet and they just went, "Hey, all the single ladies come forward." And I'm like, "Hey, you know,
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
there she
all
goes."
the single ladies.
Right up to the front. She throws the bouquet and I catch it.
You did?
I totally did. Now what? What would you do, Andy, if you walked into your house and your wife, Colleen, was blow drying a chicken? This is on Pinterest, and one woman says, "This is the best shortcut if you like to roast a chicken." Here, no, other way. Try the other way.
This way?
Try the other way. Just a little more. You just got more.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to keep bouncing on it.
Why? It's not going to hurt nothing.
It happened.
You fall off?
Only in Minnesota, the ball of twine, the largest ball of twine, for crying out loud. The Mayo Clinic, 10,000 Lakes, the Museum of Questionable Medical Devices. Who else has something?
I think I have my doctor has those.
I think so.
But seriously, now listen, even though on this book my hair is gray, now it's blonde. The miracle of public television.
I love it here. I'm going to stop it. Yeah. There we go. Start it over. Okay. And I will pull it out. I know it's a little
Oh, yeah, so
unprofessional.
nice. Let's do it twice. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. Actually, we did get a comment from Julie Rasmussen. Love the throwback. And thank you, Julie. Julie is very well known in the media world as well, from Rasmussen College. And yes, just been a great supporter of mine. So thank you, Julie.
That's wonderful. Thanks for finding that and being able to play that too, because I hadn't seen that for a really long time. And it just touched my heart. I got to take a trip to Japan with the Charlie Daniels band when I worked at a country station. And that's what that was from.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. Well, and you've been in just about every genre in the industry.
Right here, yeah, in the news at Minnesota News Network, I did news, and that's when I went to KLBB with John. And I think we have a picture there.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to pull that up.
And he, if you're from the Twin Cities and have been around for a while, he was, a traffic reporter in the helicopter for WCCO, and we were all on, both the stations, and that's where I met him at Metro Traffic, and we got married in 1992, I think it was.
Wow.
But he passed away suddenly in 2005, and it was really super shocking. And the station we were working at right here at KLBB was sold. And I was unemployed, but God took really good care of me. I got all kinds of voiceover work. I had insurance coverage until I started working at KTIS. But it was here at KLBB where John and I started working with Gateway music tours and leading listeners on trips. And we talk about it on the air, and we'd sell out trips like crazy. We went to Washington, D.C., San Francisco. We did a New Orleans trip. I can't even remember all of them, but we did the trip I'm going to talk about coming up in just a little bit, this New England trip. And I'm excited to partner with Gateway again because it's such a super, super fun way to travel. So I'm thinking, I think I pretty much covered my career. I was a traffic reporter with many Twin Cities stations. And it was funny because Carla, I would have little note cards with my names because like on the Smooth Jazz station, I was PJ Reed. For a while. And then I was Pam Reed. And then I switched to Lundell after John passed away, just, to honor him. But my favorite was I did traffic on Bob 106 for a while, and I was Misty Rhodes.
Oh, I love it. That sounds like when I was at Shop NBC and Value Vision, I'd already been in the business at least a decade, if not 15 years. And they came to me and said, for safety reasons, we want to give you a stage name. And I'm like, well, I'm not listed, phone or address, but absolutely, whatever you think. And it was Carla Jennings. Well, I knew it was going to happen, and it did. My parents and I, between the two of us, within 24, 48 hours, we got over 1,000 calls, texts, and emails. They just thought I got married. They're like, did she marry Peter Jennings? And so I got to go back to Carla Berlin, which isn't the greatest stage name, but that's how everyone's knowing me here.
Oh, it's a great name. I mean, it's a well-known name for sure. I mean, that's
very kind. I have a unique question for you.
Yeah.
You've been in radio. Have you ever done TV? You're so beautiful. You know, that whole a face for radio. You have a face for TV.
I have a face. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. for over 30 years. It's like, can I get a midday slot somewhere? I did. If you saw, I mean, not really. I did a little bit on Channel 2. We did the fundraising.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
For some reason, I was called on for fundraising. The one with John and I that were together, we did a really fun fundraiser for the Humane Society in Golden Valley, and we were live on TV there. And I love it. I enjoy it. It's really fun. I just like chatting, just like now.
Well, and you're gorgeous. And so you know how we were talking off camera the other day about up north going to Manhattan Beach Lodge?
Yeah.
Well, the executive, the person who's the executive in charge of housekeeping, Nancy, my Whitefish family, I call them, she actually remembers some of this, and she said, this probably dates me, but she remembers a lot from your video. And because I no longer need that Vimeo, I'm actually going to exit out of my email so we don't have to hear all those emails coming in. There we go. I think we got that. Okay. So now we don't have to hear the
And it was really cool because it wasn't long ago that my friend Margie Riley, who I met on our very first trip with Gateway Tours, over 20 years ago, she said, let's get together and do a trip again. And I thought, I miss that. I love watching our friends on Twin Cities Live and other stations going, we're going on a trip to the Christmas markets. Elizabeth Reed is going to Japan. I'm like, I want to do that again. So we decided that we wanted to replicate that trip that we took so many years ago when John and I hosted. So this time, the Sparkster is coming. Do you got the picture of me and Sparky?
I do. I think we can. Thank you for bringing that up. So explain who the Sparkster is for those who aren't familiar.
That is some nickname that my husband acquired. We got married in 2014, but we met in like 2010. So we just had a really nice, kind of a courtship, and I was, had lost my husband, and it was awkward dating at this specific age, and stuff like that. But
I do know.
But yeah, so we got married at the Mound location of River Valley Church. We love our church, River Valley, and that's the picture from that day. So this time,
that's his real name. Yes.
I don't know if it's reluctantly or not, but he's coming with. He's going to help host. I said, you got duties hosting. You have to entertain the crowds.
I love it. Well, and what an opportunity, to travel together. And for those of you tuning in, this is your personal invite, and we will get into what it is. But if you're watching and I'm pointing above, all the details are there. I've been promoting it with all the details. So if you're already hooked and just want to register, the link is at the bottom of the information with the little passphrase to get in. Just go register and then keep talking to us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gatewayworldtours.com/fall foliage. But if you just go to Gateway World Tours, click on that. I mean, you're going to be in. And what I love about this, should we jump into the trip?
Yes, I would love that.
Okay.
This is such a great picture of you, though. And I'm so glad you found such a great guy. I just loved him. And I love, it's just nice to see you find happiness. And you guys, I know, have been together now, 14 years, 13? Yeah, I think it's
11.
11. Okay.
11 years. I had to think.
Yeah. No, and I've had the opportunity of knowing him since 2012, 12, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? As my friend Deb Cooper, who's watching, she says marriage isn't for sissies. And
No.
Amen, sister.
Well, yes. No. And there is live streaming.
Right.
As we found out. Yes. So, and Patty Sagert is on, a dear friend of mine. And she said, love the nickname. So cute. Yes. Yeah. The Sparky.
He's red hair, 6'2". Yeah, he's a sparker.
No, yes, he is. And I appreciate that about him. We have a lot of people online. Thank you for those of you who are joining us. And if you're just tuning in, we really appreciate it. We've been learning a little bit more about Pam Lundell's background. Of course, she's been in this market for over 30 years, but for those of you who have followed her, but some of you may not know everything about her. We even just showed the video of her being inducted into the Hall of Fame, or the video they showed that evening. And she's been talking about her background, but we're getting into the trip. So you're just in time for those just tuning in. And we're going to learn a little bit more. And in fact, I'll let her personally invite you. And then as you share a little bit more, I'll pull up the information.
Well, I'm so excited because my friends at Gateway World Tours contacted me, and that's who we used to do trips with in the days at KLBB. And I'm like, I miss that. And they said, let's try and pull this together and pull this off. Yeah. And I mean, you would not believe, it is a just incredibly curated. I love the word curated.
It is.
New England. It's a fall foliage tour. It's high autumn season in New England. Yeah. And I did this trip. Now, it was about 20 years ago that I actually did this trip, and you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's 7 nights, 8 days. We fly to Portland, Maine, and there's 2 nights in Portland, 2 nights in Boston. I just want to make sure I'm getting this correct for you. 1 in Cape Cod, 1 in Boston. And there are so many events and attractions that we are going to do together, including in Boston. It's an evening dinner boat cruise. Oh. There's also a lobster dinner in New England, and of course, different options if you don't like the lobster, but I'll take your lobster.
Oh gosh, well, and on the East Coast, it doesn't get.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go to Boston Harbor, Plymouth Rock, Cape Cod, as I mentioned, Kennebunkport, shopping in Kennebunkport. Can you even imagine? Something I can't pronounce, the Kankamunga Scenic Byway, the Conway Scenic Railroad, the Quincy Market, of course, Boston with everything. And I'm just so excited.
Vineyard too, right?
Yeah, Martha's Vineyard. I'm so excited just, to offer this to you. Pilgrims in Cape Cod on day 5. A day on Martha's Vineyard is day 6. We take the ferry to Martha's Vineyard for a guided tour of the island, the famous gingerbread cottages. Carla, these people live in these gingerbread houses that are world famous. It's absolutely beautiful. Then we return to Boston for the evening. But what I love about it too, and the way I like to do these tours, we're on a luxury coach. I laugh with my friend Margie. She's the guide. She's like, not a bus. It's not a bus.
Right. No, it's
luxury coach. And I tell this story when I first met her, and she's now been one of my best friends for years. She was the guide on our very first trip with John. She got on the luxury coach, and they had our luggage from the airport delivered to our room. She said, here's your room key. Here is your breakfast ticket. By the way, breakfast every morning on this trip, 4 incredible dinners, and there is free time. I make sure that I love to go and see things. In fact, it was Margie who told me. She said, when you're in a town you don't know much about, be a tourist. Right. Take the trolley, take the tour, learn more about where you're at. And this is really tough to get because of the time of year, September 24th through October 2nd, to be exact.
Thank you. I was just going to say the date, the dates. I appreciate you saying that. And I want to interject. I know right now it's cold weather. So a lot of you, it's probably why a lot of you are online tonight with the rain. And we're not trying to have you miss your summer. But you know what I love about a trip like this? Looking at now, it gives you something to look forward to as the weather starts to change.
Absolutely. And think about, maybe you've got an anniversary or a special birthday in your family coming up. I could see doing this with a girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Since the death of my husband, John, I work with a lot of widows. And let me tell you, you girls, we're going to have a blast. So it's not limited to anybody or specifically for anybody, but there are a limited number of seats. We have the 1 luxury coach.
Okay.
And we fly to Portland, then we go home from Boston. There are two price structures. One is with airfare and one is without, if you want to use your points and stuff like that.
Perfect.
But I would definitely take a look at the itinerary and just imagine what your pictures are going to look up like on social media.
Oh, spectacular. And for those who watch the promo video, which is on, if you're watching this video, that promo video is on all of the same platforms. It's spectacular. It shows them all the links above this. You can click on, so there's two links. One is if you just want to register because you don't want to miss out, because these do sell out. So you do want to register right away. But if you want to look at some more pictures, there's two links I posted. One is the gatewayworldtours.com fall foliage. And then if you just want to sign up right now, go to mygatewaytour.musicfestivals.com. And the passphrase is New England 2025. And it's in the information above this video too. So just click and go, sign up.
I just stumbled on gatewayworldtours.com. And if you just click tours, I mean, you are right there. If you go to any of my Pam Lundell social medias, as limited as I am in knowledge, I'm not as smart as Carla, but you'll find the link there too. And I kind of feel for my Facebook friends too. You know, they're seeing a lot of it, you know, and it's just that I don't want you to miss out. I understand that not everyone can go and there isn't room for everyone. But I'm so excited to go, and I want to share this with you. So I think that it would be fun.
Well, and how wonderful. Thank you for inviting my viewers and the followers and those that are online watching this evening. I just think it's a great opportunity. September is when my birthday is. So I'm considering seeing if I can make it work. I typically go to Siesta Key a few weeks later, but if I can make it work, or from the hurricanes, if you're someone like me where the place that you typically go in Florida was hit by those two hurricanes last year. What a nice change.
Yeah. It really is.
And these are like, it's not just going out east. You're getting a first class tour of some wonderful locations. And we've just put the high level ones in this graphic, but above this video are the details that Pam has been sharing and the days you'd spend in each one, 7-night accommodations, there's different levels, as she stated, if you want your airfare included or not. Why not just arrive and have someone hand you your keys to your room?
It's the best way to travel because, like you said, I always tell people, this is my slogan for life. Talk to me like I'm 5. So
I love that.
So I understand. Put me on a bus, drive me somewhere, show me some stuff, you know, and it is absolutely beautiful. I think one of my favorites from then was just seeing the foliage, and we're going to be on a steam train at one point in this situation. Oh yeah, and all of the events, all the guided tours, all the tips, that's all included. And if you think of 7 nights at a hotel and the cost of that, it's definitely, you know, a competitive price too, for sure. So 7 nights and 8 days, and it's going to go by fast. Again, September 24th through October 2nd. And I'm going to save you a seat.
No, absolutely. Yeah. If it's not sold out tonight, I will definitely be considering it if I have a chance when I get off in a little bit. Are there any other pictures that you need me to upload, Pam, for the trip? These were the 2 big graphics I received.
Yeah. What do you have? Do we have any more?
I do have the PDF of what's written above the video with all the details, but it's written also above. So it's up to you. I can open that. Would you want me to
if you want to? We can just take a really good
might as well. We might as well, since we're online. Let's see if I can get it.
I had a friend email me who was going to surprise her husband for their anniversary.
Oh,
and she has, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some celebrating.
So there's not, and that's what I was thinking. What a great surprise trip. Okay, it's up.
What do they call it? They call it leaf peeping, right? We're going to go leaf peeping.
Oh yeah. My mom used to call it leafing. Just leafing.
Just leaping. I love it. Oh,
okay.
For fun.
Yeah. So here's and I know, is it hard to read? Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was actually looking at. I've got it here.
Yeah, you've got it there. So, and it is written, all of the details in this graphic, this PDF I just uploaded is listed above this video. All of this, the itinerary, the costs split up, everything, but that is above the video. I included it. I know it's a lot, but I wanted to make it easy for everybody. But some of the pictures here, and of course, as you saw in the open promo, if you were on right from the beginning, which there were, Pam, when we played the promo, there were a ton of people online. So, and as you can see, you know, just the fall foliage, and it's just a beautiful time of the year, a great place to go, whether it's all girls, or you want to get a group of couples, or you want to, it's almost to the time of MEA Minnesota, but what a nice, just little getaway. Maybe take your mom or your dad or an aunt, uncle or grandma. I mean, because these kinds of tours, you can do that and make it easy. What an opportunity.
And it's an excellent gift.
Yes. Agreed.
Fancy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What else about the tour? Or about the trip?
Yeah, just like I said, the thing about it is when we were at KLBB, and we're not advertising this on radio and TV, so that it's what we're doing here and we're doing on social media. So again, it is a coach bus, and I think there's room for 40 people.
Wow.
And I'm going to check tomorrow and find out how many seats are taken. But I used to say spaces, but we would literally want to save a seat on the bus for you. So think about it, and I would, think about it fast and definitely get those reservations in as soon as you can.
Well, that's why I put the link above this, because I knew from the pictures and the video and your personal invitation. Yes, Dave, Sparky is going. Yes, he is the Sparkster. And
you better come with.
I know. And congrats to you on your big gig up north in Pequot Lakes.
Right. We're so happy for you, Dave. We're talking about our friend Dave Clutter, who was on PCIS before, and what is CARE 11?
Yep, CARE 11.
He was a meteorologic, weather guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was. Okay. I knew he was some sort of reporter.
Traffic guy. He was traffic guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just like, well, and Pam, I met you through our dear friend Terry Knight, who is also a traffic reporter.
Oh, and we all work together. And that's where I met John, at Metro Traffic Control. And it's like,
I was at CCO.
Don't date your coworker. But that was kind of crazy. Well, then, and he passed away, like I said, suddenly in 2005. And then I was out looking for another job, grieving as a new widow. And if you are in that situation or have a friend who's been there, it's called a fog. It's called a widow's fog.
Yeah.
And it was a God thing, because God just grabbed me by my scruff of my neck and said, "You're going to go to KTIS." And I said, "Well, what?"
And you've been there, and you still are.
And since 2007, as I mentioned, with David Christian, and then with Andy, and now with Keith Stevens, I always say we have a ringside seat to miracles every day.
I love that.
And I got a call today, and this didn't go on the air, but the ministry that takes place on and off the air, we laugh, we cry. That's what I say.
Oh.
But a woman called, and she was in pain from surgery, and she was literally crying. And so I was able to pray with her. But then she said, "Please pray for my daughter. You never know what someone's going through." She has ALS, a young woman. And I've never heard of such a prayer before, but she said, "I just want her to go to heaven because she's suffering so much."
Yeah.
And that's a hard prayer to pray. But And then it was about 3 months ago, I was at Subway ordering a sandwich, and there was a woman in front of me, and I'm ordering my Sammy. And she turns around and she goes, "Pamela Lundell," excuse me. And she ran up and she tackled me, and she hugged me. And the guy behind us, he goes, "Whoa, you must be good friends from a long time ago," and stuff. And I said, "No, we don't know each other." Now we do.
Speaking of, a Mercedes Valentino said, "Hey, Pam," and then she asked, "Are there any contests to win on this?"
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
You know what?
Mercedes,
you're my Facebook. Back to you.
She's my Facebook friend, and I will let you know for sure.
Yeah, that would be.
Thanks for checking in. I love it.
Yeah, thank you, Mercedes. I wanted to make sure I got in your comments as well. Yeah, that would be. I should have created something like that for us for tonight.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see.
We'll follow up.
Did I give away my flamingo?
There you go. How about my bottle of water here? That's after I have
dinner with Carla and Pam.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
And little Mimi, who's sleeping on my lap, who, by the way, if you are a a person of faith and watching this, please give her a little prayers. She is going in for surgery for a tumor that's between her chest. That is a fatty tumor. But I know those can turn into cancer, and it's, she's little. Mimi is a very little dog, and it's
She's sleeping right now, isn't she?
Yeah, on my lap here. I'll see if I don't want to wake her up because she gets crabby, but. Oh.
I was hoping Barney would. Barney.
So she's got a tumor right here, and
Maybe.
because of her little size and the location. Oh,
Kisses her
thank you
mom.
yeah, I love you too, Mimi, Virginia. Yeah.
So
And-
cute.
Yeah. Oops, her foot got stuck. Okay, you can go back to bed. Her bedhead. But yeah, if you're the praying kind, please say
Don't let that puppy fool you, because she can party. That's all I know.
Well, and for those of you who follow me on Facebook and you saw that sign that said, "We love Carla," the group of friends that was involved in that, Pam was over that evening and celebrating. And I'm very blessed in this business to have some of the best. And you are one of them. And thank you, Pam, for always showering me with love and kindness.
Well, we don't get together as often as we should. I know, because we're ladies on the go.
We are.
So I was just going to leave you. I don't want to leave you with too much information, but then through working at KTIS, because this is how God worked. I started working there, and people knew John. And after he passed away, widows started calling me, emailing me, and texting me, and saying, "If you can do it, I can do it." And we got a group of 16 widows together, and I think it was like 2008 or 2009. And we brought pictures of our husbands, and we laughed and we cried. And that was the impetus for a nonprofit that I got to help launch called Widowmite. It's widowmight.org. And if you are in that situation, or you know someone, and widowers get guidance through this as well, there are great events coming up. We've got a cruise on the St. Croix that we do every summer that's coming up, and a remembering service in November. So it's widowmight.org. And then I also have a podcast.
Okay, I got to pull that up too. Yes, I started to pull it up too quick here. I got that. Okay.
It's got 52 episodes called A Widow's Heart. As they say, wherever you get your podcasts. And I tell my story in the first episode. And then just like this, we just get some friends with the same journey together, and we just share our hearts and hope and healing. So
they can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or they can go to wowgod.com, right?
Well, the thing is, it's where, like you said, if you just put in Google A Widow's Heart, it's going to pop up.
Oh, perfect.
It's also at myktis.com, but I mean, it's available in too many places.
Okay. All right. That's wonderful. Thank you.
But yeah, I think, again, if you're thinking about that trip now at the beginning of summer is a really great time to make that decision, because I'm not going to say fall's going to be here before you know it, because I don't want it to be either. But it's going to be the state fair. We're all going to be stuffing our faces with cheese curds and then going, well, what are we going to do for fall? Well,
Now you know. And I don't know about you, because, well, you have I know you enjoy summer. And, that's usually when I do see you, is in the summer more often than not. And at the end of the summer, I'm always kind of sad thinking, which is one of the reasons I always do the Siesta Key 2-week trip, just to kind of extend my summer. But what a great way to change it up. Plan it now, book it now, and then you have something to look forward to and plan for.
Yep, absolutely. So it's gatewayworldtours.com/fall foliage. But if you forget the fall foliage, you'll still find it, or go to Carla's social media or my limited
right above this
Facebook.
video. If you scroll down to all the information I put, that website is there, and that explains more. But if you really just want to sign up, right above that is my gatewaytour.musicfestivals.com. And you just have to put in the passphrase New England 2025 in it. That's how you register.
What is the music festivals part?
I don't know, but it takes you there.
Oh, okay. Because just gatewaytours.com.
Okay.
No, it's gatewayworldtours.
gatewayworldtours.com/fall-foliage, but that's above this. So both links are there, and both take you there. One shows all the information. One actually takes you to register.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me like I'm 5.
Yeah. No. I checked because I didn't want to make sure someone was going, signing up for some trip that has nothing to do with. you know, what we're talking about. So
It's
I did
okay if you end up in Portugal.
but make sure you bring me. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else, Pam? I'm just so thankful for your time. I just wanted to make sure we covered everything. You're just sharing your background and history. Most people, because you have been in this market for so many years, have followed you. They know you. They love you. And but I just want to make sure we've covered everything that you wish.
I believe we have. I mean, I could fill up the whole hour. You and I could for sure. But yeah, no, I just, wanted to talk. Thank you for talking about my career a little bit, and we were sharing about the trip, really important, and also about, how God has worked through KTIS, I'm in ministry for widows now because of that.
Right.
And I remember at John's, couple things, John's homegoing, people come up to you and don't ever feel you're going to say the wrong thing to someone who's lost a loved one, and you've just been through it. You've lost your parents and stuff. And someone came up, and it kind of made me mad at the time. They're like, "Oh, God's going to use this," and I'm like,
right.
But he did.
Yes.
And then, and this is a story I share, and I say it's okay to laugh because I know that that John, knew Jesus, was a Christian, and he died suddenly, and the Albin Funeral Home took care of the service. And at the very end, we were at Lakewood Cemetery, and that was, we had bought a casket back then. And I just sat there. I didn't know how to leave. And Dan Albin was still there. Like everyone else was kind of trickling away and everything. And I said, why do we, and it sounds weird, why don't we bury a piece of furniture in the earth when that person is in heaven? And he looked at me and he said, just think of it this way. The shell's in there, but the nut's in heaven.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I speak to groups and I say that. I'm like, you can laugh. It's okay.
Right.
Because it's true. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? And I love that. And I'm from a family of humor. And the two that are in heaven, my dad would have said something like that. In fact, there's times I'll go, Dad, I'm sorry, I haven't been over to Fort Snelling in a while. And I can hear him saying, why? I'm not there. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I do. I love that. And no, thank you for sharing that. One of the things that Pam and I were talking about off air too, was that, from her podcast and her Widows Might, the organization or ministry, those could be two separate shows for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had actually 4 different shows tonight, just talking about your history and background. Could have been a whole show.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It's been crazy. And it's been a while. And I even, I haven't told many people this too, but I just thought, what, it's been a long time since John's been gone. Maybe there's something else in store for me. And I was almost going to quit the podcast, but I just got this really strong message. It's like, you're not done with that yet.
Right. No. And it is a lot of work. And it's funny you say that. So in 2017, Diana Pierce and I started helping each other with live streaming. And seriously, I wish somebody had a camera behind the scenes, because as seasoned as we are on air, on broadcast, we look like two rookies, beyond rookies. Because the kids nowadays, they're born into this, so they're way ahead. And I mean, we even had cue cards, and she dropped we were giggling. But what's funny is we both then did pick it up, and we've utilized it then. And I remember one night my dad saying to me, gosh, you do these live streaming gigs, and you're still doing your broadcast show, kind of like you are, are you sure? It's a lot of time. Well, guess what happened when COVID hit and all those galas and events couldn't be held? I was able to produce them I did 52 live streams.
I just saw your post on that. That was so incredible.
Kept a roof over my head. And it's what our whole team, it wasn't just me. I wasn't like this. It was with the cameras and the, all the equipment, as you probably saw in the pictures. And, so God works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The show must go on.
Right. Well, and I just want to thank all of the viewers and the followers. We've had a big following tonight. I know we would. Yay. And if you're interested, you have the personal invite from Pam. Register, sign up, join her.
Let's have some lobster. Let's go to Harvard Yard. Let's have some fun in New England.
I love that. Anything else before we close out the show?
No, again, I think I just echo you. Just thanks to everybody who's tuned in and just, has been friends over the years and new friends that we haven't met yet. Let's go on the trip. and then we'll hang out together.
Sounds great. If you're just been a follower, go on the trip and you'll be a friend.
That's right. That's how it works.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. We go live Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Time. And next week is one of my faves, your boat club. Yes, I am excited to have your boat club back on, a very favorite featured business on Around Town since 2013. So you're going to learn a little bit more. You're going to be seeing a lot of them, and you might even see me out boating with Pam.
We've been members. I remember years ago, John got a membership, and we used it. It is a great way to boat. So you want to learn.
It is. It's like your trip. You show up. They give you the keys already on the boat, and you're not
They
even
put food and beverages on your boat if you want. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's a great way to boat, just like your trip. So they'll be on next Tuesday evening. So please join me. And again, Pam, thank you for your time. Thank all of you. Yes. Love you. And I'll see you all next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on Around Town TV. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.